Muwanga Kivumbi's family came out to appoint lawyers who are going to do some contribution in court on his case because he was charged for terrorism, and those lawyers happened to be Medard and erais LUKWAGO. In a communication that was made, it was written on 28th January, it is as follows: Mr. LUKWAGO and Company Advocates, Plot 78 Hira Road, Kamocha, P.O. Box 980, Kampala. Reference: appointment as advocates. The family of the late Ali Rutaya of Butambala have appointed you as legal counsel to handle the affairs in the criminal matter of their son, Honorable Muwanga Kivumbi Muhammad, currently incarcerated in Chitalia. You are therefore requested to pursue all means regarding this matter to its successful conclusion. You sincerely, Musa Rutaya Alhaji, head of family. In that communication, you clearly see that Muwanga Kivumbi appointed lawyers who are SSEGONA and erais LUKWAGO. And very many people are asking, why is it that he didn't appoint NUP lawyers? And I think that is selfish. One, in the opposition, there are no, I speak in the opposition, not in the country. In the opposition, there are no better lawyers than LUKWAGO and SSEGONA, who are close to Muwanga Kivumbi. To an extent, they can even be willing to work pro bono for free. Because if Muwanga Kivumbi decided to look for other lawyers, it would require a lot of money, and remember, he's not even in parliament. And a precedent was sent that the last members of parliament who were charged in the same case, like Segrin and Sewanyana, spent almost 3 years in jail. Such cases require a good lawyer, but also a politician who has a aura and what he brings on the table. And there is no better lawyer than LUKWAGO and SSEGONA, despite the difference in the party. Because NUP lawyers right now may not have the same experience like SSEGONA and LUKWAGO, who have been in these cases for a long period of time. In fact, LUKWAGO was also the one who was in Allan Sewanyana's case. It may not have been concluded in a very way because they had to do some negotiation with government for their release, but at least he has some history in those cases. So the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about the Muwanga Kivumbi appointing these lawyers, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials you can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagari. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, apart from the reason I've just given you, that the reason is why they are appointed: one, they can work pro bono because they are friends, but two, they have a lot of experience. For me, I keep on telling people that the case from Muwanga Kivumbi is a political case. It needs a politician and a lawyer to handle such cases. It's not purely a law matter. It would have been handled. The moment I saw General Museveni coming out to speak directly on Muwanga's incident that people were shot at in Muwanga's residence, I just knew that something is going to happen. And
something happened in Butambala. A character called Kivumbi was defeated. Now the plan everywhere was that where Noop is defeated, gangs with the pangas. You remember pangas? With the pangas should attack the polling station. And that's what they did. When Kivumbi was defeated, they came with the pangas to attack the polling station, and they were shot. 7 of them were shot dead there with the pangas. Now, those who came to Nakasero on the 14th, on the 13th, remember that I was up the whole night. I didn't sleep. They came to pray there. They saw me there. I didn't sleep the whole night. I was busy meeting The problem with the group of these traitors, like Kyagulanyi and some of the other opposition, not all of them, some of the opposition, especially the ones who used to belong to the Besigye group, Besigye wing, they don't understand that Uganda is a land of martyrs. In my New Year's speech, I made this reference, but people don't listen to my speeches. They think I'm just talking. I never talk anything. Everything I talk is deliberate and decisive. If you read that speech of my New Year, I said, you people, Uganda is the land of martyrs. If you don't know.
For me, leave the politics, because they are decided to talk about SSEGONA's visit, that they are bringing poison, etc. Because although in politics everyone uses an incident, okay, to benefit himself, but that is a master tactic. In fact, even Muwanga handled it very well. Had Muwanga Kivumbi come out to appoint these lawyers directly by him, it also would have raised a lot of issues. But I think he talked to the family, so the family is the one that came out with such communication. So Muwanga Kivumbi will be a benefit of these lawyers, but also people won't use it politically, because it will be family speaking. And for me, I think that was a wise decision. In the second story of that day, Kasujja, Allan Kasujja, one of the cheerers of dictatorship, was appointed as government spokesperson. Uganda Media Center is also an arm of propaganda and spokesperson. And Allan Kasujja has a background of having worked at a UBC and also coming back here in Uganda. In a presidential communication, they came out to say management concerns at a Uganda Media Center. I've received your letter dated 27 November 2025 regarding the media center. I was not aware of the ongoing maneuvers. However, some weeks ago, we had discussed the idea of Allan Kasujja with you. I've already directed Dr. Baryomunsi to appoint Allan Kasujja as Executive Director of the Uganda Media Center. We can then look at the other. By the copy of this letter, I direct Dr. Baryomunsi to initiate the procedure of appointing Allan Kasujja and additionally accessing the other as to who is going to be deputy, General Museveni. So in that letter, General Museveni appointed Allan Kasujja. But if you've been a follower of politics, Allan Kasujja has been the one cheering on the dictatorship of General Museveni and his son. In fact, is one of the bootlickers of the regime. But I think my reason why I think he won't do very much is one. He's good in communicating in English, but as you all know that a government spokesperson, most especially in Uganda, you have to be multilingual, most especially you must know Uganda very well. It's the reasons why, even with the former executive director of Fono Opondo, who's by the name of Muganda, if you bring him on a debate in a Luganda version, he will do exceedingly well, as he will do in the English version. Will Allan Kasujja be able to speak the good Luganda like the way Fono Opondo has done? Because I'm not trying to be a Uganda chauvinist, but it's the fact. Being a government spokesperson is the reason why in the media center, after briefing, making a briefing in English, you have to do it in Luganda. Those are the two languages that are being used. Will Allan Kasujja do the same? Secondly, Allan Kasujja has not grown in the ranks. He may have worked at the BBC, but does he know the NRA politics? Fono Opondo was even in 1995 making of the Constitution as a reporter. Has a background of NRA. So when you would come out to speak for the NRA, you would come out in a good depth. Allan Kasujja study very quickly those patterns so that he can be up to task. I don't want to judge, but let's give him time. My only worry is he's going to be a spokesperson of a junta that tortures people, that abducts people. Will he have the aura to spin like the way Fono Opondo was spinning? Maybe I'm judging too late. Of course, that's my opinion. I mean, it's truly Mr. Makindi. Kabye Sulaiman Magali. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.